Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the rag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Let's go. 6:02. It is 70 degrees, and it rained overnight, so that'll give you a little bit of indication of the Lala grounds, but we'll talk about that a little more later. Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Listen, so much going on. Lollapalooza Day 1, sold out. Today's sold out. Saturday's sold out. A few tickets left for Lala on Sunday for the Blink-182 headlining night. Ridiculous. One of the most epic first days I can remember, to be honest. It was a lot. It was a lot, and it was wonderful. It was awesome seeing everybody out there, and I know our listeners still want to try to get in. I have something very special we'll talk about in just 2 minutes about people that are not going to get to experience Lollapalooza, but something that's coming up Monday here on the show that you're going to want to be a part of. It's historic. I'll just put that word to it. But first, let's check in with Kenzie and Case.
Hey.
Because they were at some Lala after shows last night. And Kenzie, you sound and look really good considering.
Okay, I like it.
Because I was expecting. I'm just saying.
What were you expecting to roll in here?
Well, you basically pulled an all-nighter, and you went to a Lala after show. And
Yeah.
I know how that is, doing them hundreds of times. And I used to drink Red Bull, 3 of them.
Yeah.
And that got me through.
Yes.
But you're here, and you're fine. You look good.
I'm okay. I texted you guys last night because I had money on when it was at the House of Blues, and I'm like, when is this show gonna happen?
Yeah.
I thought doors at 10. I was like, show's gonna happen at 11. That's late enough for people. And I don't know. I felt like everyone was ready at 10 when the doors opened, to be honest. So
Sure.
I'm like, an hour is good enough. And Case was like, no, military gun's not going on until 11:45, so just buckle up and prepare. And I go, okay, I bet this is like a young, sweet girl. This is some hardcore bit. They're gonna go on. She's going to go on at like 11:30. Okay? I braced myself. 12:15 was start time.
Oh, well, that's a good time.
Okay. And I go, I'm sorry.
So the show was today.
Yes. I went to a concert today.
It's pretty cool.
So I went right before work is, fit it in.
Yeah.
You got to get it in where you can. And it was a very good show, but it obviously ended more at like 1:15. Which in my mind, I imagined leaving around midnight, and it hadn't started yet at midnight. See, the way I was doing the math in my mind. So I got home and into my bed at 2:35.
Right.
And as you know, we wake up for the show.
At about 2:35.
Yeah, around there. So I
that.
slept for like an hour. And here I am.
You sound and look great. I was just expecting, after also, by the way, being at Lala for 15 hours yesterday, I thought it was going to be a little different.
I mean, we did the show yesterday.
Yeah.
Very fun stuff. Then
Yep.
we went to Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
Then Brian and I hopped over to the Wildorado pop-up.
Yeah.
And then I did the House of Blues after show.
And
So
the Wildorado pop-up at Reggie's. Thanks, everybody that came out. It was
so fun.
It was packed. It was great. And they are one of those bands that when you listen to them and you enjoy them, and I love it when you see a band live and you like them more after that, and that's the kind of band they are. And they're playing today at Lollapalooza.
Yes.
I think it's 2:45, and then we're going to interview them later in the day later on at Lollapalooza on site. Okay.
It was funny because on stage she kept going, gosh, this is the latest show I've ever done. And it was like, I just felt like she kept kicking me in the nuts every time she said it. I'm like, it's just unnecessary. Why did You didn't have to do this.
I was going to say, Kenzie yelled out, "You picked the time."
Yeah, you could have. Everyone was here. Like, we could have done this much earlier.
Yeah.
Everyone's been here. The whole crew.
So now Case was also at a Lala after show for his boy's military gun.
That's right. I think it was the best military gun show I've ever seen.
That's a big statement.
I know. I ran into some crew members there because it was packed. I mean, Cobra Lounge only holds like 200 people, but I ran into Chris from Chicago Heights. He made that drive from Chicago Heights all the way to Cobra Lounge, and he goes, "Are they always this good?" I go, "They're always good. I don't know if they've ever been this good before." It was a wonderful, wonderful night at Cobra Lounge.
That's
Did they make
awesome.
it on stage by 11:45?
They were on stage at 11:45.
God, you were 30 minutes into your show.
I know, and it felt good because they only have 50 minutes worth of material.
Every song is
Damn it.
72-second songs.
What they do now, actually, so we were playing Do It Faster on Q101. That's their big hit. That song is 90 seconds long.
Yeah.
So what they do now to close shows, they play it 4 or 5 times in a row. The drummer got up and sang the song while the singer played the drums. They switch guitars and basses. They do every version of it possible now.
That is funny.
It's
I have to be
awesome.
honest, you sound like you sang along for 50 minutes.
He does.
I'm really sorry. I tried to save my voice as much as I could.
Yeah, you were excited. You can tell. Look at you.
Yeah, the problem at shows like that too is that sometimes you're with a group or somebody you haven't seen them in a minute, and once the show starts, people want to have a conversation about their life,
I
and I'm
know.
like. And you'll see me now these days, I nod my head a lot. I was like, okay, I got to save the pipes, save the voice for the show. And some people, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you talk through a concert at high volume. Let's talk afterward. It'll be cool.
Or
But
before.
then again, Case didn't have an afterward because he had to leave and come back here. So all-nighter as well.
I slept here in the green room.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I'll have to Febreze that
Well, my
couch.
husband said that
be
to me.
rough.
My husband goes, "Do you want me to drop you off at the station? Do you want to sleep there?" I go, "No, that's weird because Case is there. So we're gonna, that'll be like a sleepover." I don't know if I'm comfortable with that.
This ain't no Hilton. There's not several rooms here to sleep in.
Could you imagine, Case, the look on your face if I had opened that door at 2:35?
I would say, come on in. The water's
I'm like,
fine.
scoochie, scoochie.
That's hilarious. Okay, so I want to say something. And Jason checked in from Chicago Heights about, listen, I can't make Lala. I got to work. And there's a lot of people, I really feel bad when you have that and you can't make it. And so, Jason, listen, other people in Chicago Heights, yesterday my buddy checked in from, Jeffy checked in. But here's the thing. We get it. So Lala is only one day in, and we're going to have a whole incredible, of course, weekend of Lala on our socials and on the air with Lauren broadcasting live and Brian Phillips later on. But here's the thing. Monday morning, so I'm get you reminding you here because it's 6 o'clock, people want to make sure you're here. Monday morning, 8 a.m., we have a historic, unique, incredible, what's another good word? Stellar.
Exclusive.
Exclusive Green Day experience for you because that show is a week from Tuesday at Wrigley Field. Okay, we know that show's coming up, all right? We have something I wish we could say right now, but we're going to get through Lala, and Monday, we'll talk about it, but we just want to make sure you're here Monday morning at 8 a.m., guaranteed for a ridiculous Green Day experience for you.
And I have to say, I know sometimes people are like, Brian exaggerates. But
Who
I get
says
it.
that?
I say it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I know we all have a separate group chat about it.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, what are you talking about? When you turned the microphone off. And I went, OMG. You're lying.
She said that out loud. OMG.
I was actually shocked.
Yeah, so 8 a.m. Monday. Put that in your phone right now so you have it because you probably forget with Lala Weekend and all the stuff going on. 8 a.m. Monday morning.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for the fact that makes your brain go. And today's fact are words added to the dictionary, the Cambridge Dictionary.
Okay.
And they're adding some, quote, Gen Z slang. I'm using quote fingers on that. I don't know why.
Well, that's kind of like Urban Dictionary's thing. Rude. That's like, it's not your job.
And that kind of funny. It is like that's what to add these kind of words to the dictionary just seems unnecessary. But there are things that, I don't know, some people might say.
Probably tough. Like the dictionary is like, what can we do that's new? We got to sell more of these.
Yeah.
That's a tough task.
Same old words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's Googling everything.
You know, a fun fact about Eminem, we just use that as part of our opener, that Eminem used to read the dictionary on a bus every day to expand his vocabulary, which is why he became, one of the greatest rappers of all time. I attribute it to the dictionary. I don't know if these words are going to help
They
him.
should use that in a commercial to get these things off the shelf.
That's a good selling point for the dictionary.
Yeah.
I wonder if they make physical dictionaries, though.
Well, let's just say, do you have a dictionary in your house, Kenzie? Do you have a dictionary?
Nope. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm just asking. Case, do
I
you
don't
have
have
one?
a dictionary in my
No,
house.
I have Wi-Fi.
What does that mean?
Because like I have the dictionary app.
That was so like snarky a-hole to the dictionary. How you said that? No dictionary. I have Wi-Fi. I don't need your ass.
Why would
Well,
I
this
have
is
a
what
dictionary?
I'm saying. This is what the dictionary's been dealing with. People like, hey, is this why it's struggling?
Case ruined the dictionary sale.
I know. They're like, dude, we're just trying to tell you what words mean. Like, chill out.
Well, here's a fun fact part too, that when Case moved, you know, he talked about books are the worst thing to move. You have to put them in boxes and move them. And I said, you know, books are weird because people hold on to them like trophies. Like, yeah, I read that book. Yeah, huh? That's when I came in first place. I finished up that book in 2 weeks. And you really, honestly, we should all read a book and then pass it on to someone. That's what we should do. And then give it to someone else to read. But instead, we put them on these bookshelves. I'm saying me too. I have all these books on a shelf.
Why do I have to give away every book?
Because are you going to read it again?
Like I have, you know, some of my favorites though.
Me too.
So I don't want to give them to other people.
But we should though, because it's useless now. You've read
You know
it
what?
and
That's
passed
what
it
the
on.
library is for. If you want a bunch of free books, that's not my business. I pay taxes. Go to the library. Why do I give you my books?
Why are you bringing taxes into this?
Like, there's a big option for free books.
I understand. What I'm saying is we should give it away because why do we keep books in our house as trophies? You know, it does look cool. A bookshelf looks cool. Oh, my, like it's impressing somebody that comes over your house that you have read something, basically.
I think that there's definitely like, it doesn't mean you've read those books. I mean, there's books on your bookshelf you have not read.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I have a dictionary on mine. I guess people think like, oh, he's like Eminem.
Yeah. Well, obviously that's what people think when they see you.
He's probably an incredible rapper.
Yeah. No, that's the day I met you. I'm like, oh my God.
Boy, he's got
Slim
a
Shady
dictionary.
over here.
So when we come back here at 6:30, the words that have been added to the dictionary. Maybe you use some of these. I'll give you one like boop. Maybe you don't. Do you use
Boop.
boop?
On my baby.
You go boop on his nose.
I'm concerned that he's starting to think that's the sound that happens when you touch noses, though, because it keeps
Honk.
happening. Boop. He thinks that it's just like a button now.
Yeah. Well, we'll tell you what boop means if you use it. It's now in the dictionary.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Well, it's facts that make your brain go. Words added to that Cambridge dictionary. Like Kay says, he has Wi-Fi. He doesn't need a dictionary.
This is true.
Wi-Fi. Here we go. Maybe you have a dictionary on your wall. I think, is the Cambridge one like the English one? I think
it's like the official.
I'm an
Right?
Oxford guy myself. When I Google the dictionary, I like the Oxford dictionary.
I type in most popular dictionary.
put it up. One of the first questions asked, is the Cambridge Dictionary better than the Oxford Dictionary?
And what are the results?
The Cambridge Dictionary gives a more practical explanation along with an example of how to use the word in sentences.
Oh, that sounds way better. The Oxford is the more popular one, though. I don't know why. If the Cambridge is helping everybody.
I got to admit, I've heard more about the Oxford than the Cambridge. Like when I'm out drinking with people, like, hey, man,
Yeah, so
this
okay.
Deftones show is pretty awesome. Oh, did you see that in the Oxford Dictionary about Deftones? You're looking, no, it's the Cambridge. Oh, you loser.
Okay, so just so you know, Oxford more popular. However, Oxford Dictionary gives you the meaning as well as the origin. The Cambridge, like you said, is practical, an explanation, how
Yeah.
to use it, an example, more user-friendly for people really trying to understand what the hell that word means.
I'd kind of like to know the origin a little more, though, too.
Oh, God, I don't care. It's not my business how you got here. How do I use you?
Well, that word would be the first one going in the Cambridge Dictionary, the ick. The ick is now in the Cambridge Dictionary. A sudden feeling that you dislike someone or something and are no longer attracted to someone because of something they did. So you might have liked them. For example, in a sentence, here's the sentence they use. I used to like Kevin, but when I saw him in that suit, it gave me the ick.
You want to know? This is funny. This is funny because,
Yeah.
Brian, you had an ick yesterday that
Oh,
I've
no.
seen trend on TikTok. It's not for me. Don't
Wait,
worry.
I trended on TikTok yesterday?
No, no.
Oh.
You did something that I've seen trend under the ick category because this is like a TikTok thing. Like, what is giving you the ick?
Yeah.
You put on those no-show socks where you're putting on your shoes, and it kind of looks like you have ballerina slippers on your massive feet. And girls have taken videos of guys with those on their feet, but like, I have the ick.
Why are no-shows now out?
Because now you got to show it. Now you got to show your socks.
Because for a while, I mean, I started with socks with stripes on them, pulled up almost to your knees.
That's kind of, not to the knees, but we're back to pull-ups, like mid-calf.
I just bought a bunch of those Bombas, the no-shows. Or Megan did for Father's Day for me.
Hold on to them. Give it 10 years and you'll be golden.
Go back to rotation.
Yeah, they're going to be, right now everyone wants to show their socks. We were scared of it for a while. Now we want it.
I think I'm okay with the no-shows. I don't know. I'm wearing no-shows today. It's all I do have the Dick's Sporting Goods ones I could pull up, the black ones. For a while, I used to pull those up. Is that cool still? Can I do that?
No,
back?
The
not
Dick's
cool.
Sporting Goods. I don't even know what those look like.
They're just black socks because, like the Fab Five in Michigan, they were.
You need like a swoosh or an Adidas 3-bar. You need something at the top of those bad boys.
All right. Well, next in the Cambridge Dictionary is boop. Boop. Which is an affectionate touch. So just what you think it is. We're right on that one. As defined as a gentle hit or touch on a person's or animal's nose or the head, showing that you like them as a joke. For example, a boop is a playful poke in the nose, often accompanied by saying boop. Well, that's not a good example. I wanted to use I just boop.
Well, that's not an example. Now you sound like the Oxford Dictionary.
Boop. Okay, that one's easy. IYKYK. If you know, you know.
Oh.
That's in the dictionary now.
If you know, you know. Yeah.
That's
Now they're just doing
Acronyms.
what else are we gonna do? So is FML and OMG, are those all in there?
Boy, the dictionary's really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. The Cambridge especially.
Yeah, if you know is just TikTok.
Yeah.
That's not, I don't think that's.
Now, Kenzie, do you know what a face journey is?
I feel like I can't guess on air.
I think you can.
A face journey?
My finger's on the dump button. Go ahead.
I'm imagining. That's okay.
This is now in the dictionary.
I would say a face journey is when you're using your mouth instead of other stuff to do, the stuff.
Like what? That's
When
a
you're,
very good one.
okay, when you're doing the stuff with your mouth, and you decide to go from the front all the way to the back, or the back all the way to the front.
Like a journey.
Like face journey.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Casey, you know what a face journey is?
I think it's when you do this.
That's motorboating.
Yes, yeah. That's already in the dictionary.
Motorboating. How dare you?
That goes back to the Oxford.
It's a classic.
So a face journey is a series of expressions as they react to someone in real time, defined as, someone is telling you a story and your face changes different ways a lot to show you're probably kind of interested, but maybe you're not, but you're really overexpressing your face.
Oh, I get in trouble for my face all the time.
Save that.
I do. Roman's like, what are you doing? He's like, your face says you don't have to. I'm like, I didn't even say anything. He goes, no, you're saying it right now. It's written all over your face. The way you're looking at my family or me or whatever. I'm like, I'm just sitting here. I don't know. I didn't say anything.
You don't realize you're overreacting with your face.
I be talking with my face.
You're kind of not listening, but you're just making expressions. That's what a face journey is.
I have a very expressive face. I have found, and boy, do I have to hear about it.
Finally, one more for the Cambridge Dictionary. A chef's kiss. You know what that is?
Mwah. Chef's kiss.
Mwah.
Yeah.
With your fingers, and you open your fingers
Chef's
and you
kiss
go
is
away.
when you're describing perfection. Mwah. It's just chef's kiss. My favorite dish from there is chef's kiss.
That's exactly what that is. You're, mwah, to the chef. You're supposed to do the chef perfect.
Yes.
Mwah.
Not how I felt last night when I found out the set time. I wasn't mwah, perfect.
I did it at the McDonald's on Wilson when they handed me a double quarter pounder with cheese last night.
Beautiful.
I went, tell the chef. Mwah.
Give the chef my regards.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Lala weekend going on. Every time I hear Soundgarden on a weekend like this, I think of the Lala when it was still a traveling Lollapalooza, and it was out by Rockford, and it was Metallica, Soundgarden, and the last show of the Ramones with the original, the lineup that we all know of the Ramones. What an incredible show that was. Speaking of things we got to pour one out for, because that's kind of with all those artists, except for Metallica, of course, which is a week from today at Soldier Field, but pour one out because yesterday was so busy with Lollapalooza and our song scrambles and everything that it's a story we didn't give attention to, and we have to, that the Naperville RibFest that was canceled this year has now called it quits in general. It's gone.
What?
The Naperville RibFest, after 35 years, the Exchange Club of Naperville made the announcement, this was on Tuesday actually, and said that the cost of the event post-COVID is just too high, and going forward, we can't see how we can make this happen. Now, it's funny that they can't think a year ahead and say maybe we can get new sponsors or someone can jump in. It's weird to cancel
Why are they
it.
just giving up? Like, I thought they just had a few, kinks in their rib bones to work out, baby.
Yes,
I was giving them a year. We were going to come back stronger than ever.
I know. This is really sad because the RibFest raised millions of dollars over the year for tons of nonprofits that fight child abuse and domestic violence. It's besides, of course, the event itself, which is a blast for everybody. Some of the best ribs in the area in the competition, and some of the best bands have played there, like Three Doors Down, and Bill. I looked at some. It's funny. You go to Setlist FM, which is a place we always go to see what artists are playing. You can see their set list, so you can kind of get ahead of the game if you're going to a concert, what they might play, and. Like, they've had some of the biggest bands play Naperville RibFest. Like I said, Three Doors Down, and like some of the classic bands like Styx and Billy Idol, and country artists like Toby Keith. Like, all these people have played RibFest and all these years, and it's gone. Is there any way we can save it? What can we do? What can we do as Brian and
you
Kenzie?
made a really large donation.
Besides me giving money or a GoFundMe that people will forget about, is there some kind of something we can do to attract attention why the RibFest needs to exist? I know they need money, so they need money. But
could we petition that their budget? Because I think that every city gets a budget. I think
it increased somehow.
Or that's where they put the funds towards instead of fixing potholes or something.
Well, isn't there a billionaire out there that's bored right now? That just he's already done everything he can do. How many threesomes can you have?
What? Amen, brother.
Are you just sick of them, Brian? you know how sick of those you get.
Like down from all the threesomes I've had lately.
Once you've had 10, you've had them all.
Yeah, right.
They say.
And maybe they want to donate $5 million to keep RibFest going. Like $5 million to a billionaire. Come on.
I don't know if $5 million would save it. How much do you think that event costs?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to project on there. Maybe someone from RibFest who worked it can call up and have more explanation on what's going on. But I just don't. We got to save Naperville RibFest. Come on.
I mean, I wonder if they just charged more at the gate per person.
Yeah, but that's going to also hurt people that really want to go. I'd like to keep the ticket price the same. That's what I'm trying to say. I guess can we keep the ticket price the same?
But it's like a donation thing.
Yeah. I just want a billionaire that's bored with threesomes to help out. That's all I'm saying.
Well, 815 just checked in on the text line. They said you should have asked the Deftones last night to donate, but you were on your couch instead.
Yeah.
I actually was. I got to say, despite the thought of laying naked and eating nachos, Kenzie asked me to just take a picture like I told you to do. I did, and it was horrific. Of the picture of me with nachos covering my penis. And this week with Lollapalooza, I don't want to go into Facebook jail for a picture, and I can't post anything for a while, so I opted not to post it.
Lame.
Clearly. I apologize. And I apologize to the Deftones, but I don't even know if they could say it. Maybe the Naperville RibFest.
Here's my concern, Brian.
Yes.
You're already campaigning for a new mayor in Dalton. You're not spending time, energy, or effort or money, but you're on the campaign trail.
Right.
Yep. You have this job for now. You're raising a child for now.
Yeah.
I worry that you're not going to have time to save Naperville RibFest.
Well, because he also doesn't want to put in time or money or effort for this. So it's becoming really hard to find ways for you to participate without actually really having to do anything.
I think
so many causes.
Well, Kate's is right. I got a lot on my plate.
You're a busy guy.
What's it called? My day planner is full of the events I got to take care of.
You had a penis nachos plate last night. I mean, everything, your plate's full.
My plate is clearly full. That one is. But if I can just find a billionaire who's tired of threesomes, we can save Naperville RibFest. That's my solution.
Oh, how about you find, okay, I have an idea.
Oh, boy.
How about you Google every billionaire and you just at all of them on social media. Just be like, hey, are you sick of threesomes? Because our RibFest is suffering.
You know what?
So you can do Elon. Who else is a billionaire?
I mean, even Illinois billionaires.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z's he's a
billionaire.
Yep.
Kylie Jenner. Who else is a billionaire? I think Kanye's not anymore. You can try, though.
I don't know if you want Kanye to save
tunnels.
it.
Okay,
what if Kanye saved RibFest?
I don't know if it makes up for all the bad he's done.
He's from here and he wants to help.
I think Kanye's going to have some policies I don't agree with.
I think Kanye's number one goal has always been improving Naperville, too.
Sure.
He talks about it.
I might as well ask for a visitor pass to R. Kelly now, too. But he ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
He's
he
done.
Not a billionaire.
He is not a millionaire. He's not even a thousandaire at this this point.
What about Reinsdorf?
Reinsdorf.
Is he a billionaire?
Oh,
Kenzie, is he
Is
a
he?
billionaire?
he's
yes.
$8 billion.
How
His
many
li-
billionaires are there? I'm gonna Google.
There's a lot.
Seems like so many. It seems like everybody's a billionaire these days.
He could when you own the White Sox, even though they're 17 losses in a row, it doesn't matter. They're still worth like $3
Oh
billion.
my God! Look at all the people you can tweet at. There's 3,194 billionaires.
Yep.
So tweet at all of them individually.
But we need also more. Can we narrow it down to Illinois billionaires? Rihanna's not. She's not
a
gonna.
billionaire.
She's not going to save RibFest.
I mean, I could see her liking ribs. I like ribs.
Because you like ribs.
I feel like Brianna and I was Brianna for Halloween. I feel like we're so similar.
All right, we'll work on.
How many?
Listen, hold on. We'll work on this during the break. I'm up against here with Gil. He's in his studio going like, "What are you guys talking about?" Kenzie just said, "I like ribs." Rihanna must like ribs.
I'm just saying it's a possibility because I also like ribs.
I understand. Keep looking. It's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Russia released a U.S. reporter who spent a year in prison. He was so isolated, the first thing he asked was, "What's Hawk Tuah?" Speaking of, the Hawk Tuah girl trademarked the phrase, "Bet on that thing." She should also trademark the phrase, "Whatever happened to the Hawk Tuah girl?" A man in Washington was arrested for running over a flock of seagulls. The good news is he missed Men Without Hats. And MTV turned 43 yesterday. Music television was supposed to be the death of radio, but the people made their choice. So happy birthday, losers. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.